it's April from April's Home, and today I'm here to share with you a little bit about a recent road trip that me and my husband took. We had been planning for quite some time to make a short trip, a little drive down to California around the San Francisco, San Jose area. We were planning on attending a fun convention as well as seeing some of the sights along the way. It's been a really long time since we've driven down to that area of California, and we were really excited to do so. Sadly, just before our trip, about a week before we were supposed to leave, my dear sweet old dog, my Shepherd Labrador, Xena, passed away from an inoperable tumor. It was a really, really sad time for us. It still is really, really sad for me to talk about. And it nearly caused our trip to be canceled. In fact, I actually canceled our original hotel that we were planning on staying at because I just wasn't sure I really wanted to go at that time. But at the last minute, we had a change of heart. It had been about a week since she had passed, and we decided that it had been such a long time since we'd been on a trip together, my husband and I, that we would go ahead and make the journey. And we got another hotel booked the night before we were supposed to leave, so that went really, really well. And we ended up having a really fun time. We ended up having a really fun time together. It was a really nice time for us to hang out together without the kids. We love our children, and we usually bring them on all of our vacations, but now that they're in their 20s, it was fun for them to get to stay home and kind of be on their own, and it was really fun for me and my husband to kind of get to a little time for ourselves and a fun little road trip like we used to take back when we were younger. So it was really a fun thing. We attended the Alien Con. It's a convention from the History Network, kind of based around their show Ancient Aliens. So we attended that. It was in Santa Clara. We got these cute little bags here. They were part of the package that we had purchased when we originally got our tickets to the convention. So the first part of our journey was making our way from Oregon down to Santa Clara. It's about a 10.5-hour drive, although it ended up taking around 12 hours because of a few stops that we obviously had to make along the way just to kind of rest and be safe drivers. One of the very, very fun things that we first experienced, actually before we even got out of Oregon, was in Medford. They have an In-N-Out burger. It was the first time that we had ever eaten an In-N-Out burger, so I was really, really excited to try it. My kids had tried it on various school trips that they'd been on and other vacations that they'd been on, and I had yet to try out In-N-Out burger, and I know that all the kids around here just love it. Some of my children's friends will literally just drive down to Medford. It's like a probably like a 5-hour drive just to get In-N-Out burger and just have fun trying those out. And they were definitely well worth the drive. The burgers were wonderful. The staff was so friendly. We had a lot of fun, and I'll go ahead and share a few of those pictures of our trip to In-N-Out burger with you now. So that was our first stop along our journey. It was really fun to try out the great In-N-Out burgers, and throughout the rest of our trip we ate many more In-N-Out burgers throughout California, and it was definitely a really good treat, and I really hope that they make some a little further up, but definitely I'll be looking forward to my next trip down south a little bit to get myself another In-N-Out burger. Definitely a fun, delicious burger. I really loved it. It was also really fun stopping along the way. One of the places that I liked to stop to rest my legs and kind of get out and walk a little bit were Target stores, because, you know, I love Target, as you know from some of my hauls, and so I feel safe and comfortable stopping at a Target to kind of walk around a little bit, see how they set up the different stores, use their restroom, things like that. So that was really fun, and I actually was able to find a few things on that journey at Targets that I wasn't able to find at my Target. So that was really, really fun to get to be able to shop at different Targets, just to kind of take a little rest from the road trip and just have fun. So that was also a really fun part of our journey. Then we arrived on Friday evening at the convention, and we got there just in time to get registered. The registration table was literally closing as we got there, and we got there just in time to get registered, get our bag. So we were able to pick up our badges and get right into a panel, hearing some of the people that are on the History Channel, some of the producers, some of the people who make the Ancient Aliens show, which is a show that I've really enjoyed watching for years. I don't really prescribe to the Ancient Aliens theory. I'm a Christian, so I obviously believe that God created created a man and created this world and stuff like that. But one of the things I love about Ancient Aliens is all the archaeology that they show, all the places that they visit, and all the interesting conundrums that they kind of come up with, the history, mysteries. I've always been a fan of that kind of thinking, and I've grown up with stories from my mother and grandma that are very intriguing and very interesting, kind of in that vein. So it was really fun to hear some of the people from that show speak. And of course, we also got to meet Giorgio Tsoukalos, who is kind of like the face of the show Ancient Aliens, and he's the one that's in the meme with the large funny hair and things like that. I actually find him really interesting. I think that he's a really interesting fellow. He has a lot of interesting ideas, and it was fun to listen to him talk and also talk about their new book, sort of a companion to the show. So we were able to pick up the book. We were able to get our book signed by the producer of the show, the writer of the book, as well as a couple of the other people who are on Ancient Aliens, including Giorgio Tsoukalos. We made it there just in time to get his signature as well. So it was really kind of an evening of just making it on time and everything going really smoothly. It was really neat to see all of those people. And so we got our book signed by a few of the cast members of the show, as well as the producer. And then also, I thought it was really, really fun too. They had a coloring book for sale, and I love adult coloring books, so this was definitely something I wanted. And I was able to bring this up and have Giorgio sign this, and it was the first time he'd ever seen a copy of this book. So he took his time to look through it, and then he signed it for me, which I thought was really, really cool that he signed that, and was able to look through it and have a little conversation with him, which I thought was really, really neat. So I'll go ahead and share a few of those pictures from our first evening, a little bit of the panel, and me getting my signature with Giorgio, as well as some of the other people from the show. To go back to our hotel room and have a relaxing evening after all the fun at the convention. Conventions are always such fun places. They have really neat things to look at, lots of neat vendors and things like that. We love conventions. We love attending different comic conventions and sort of pop culture related conventions. So this convention was a really unique and fun one to get to attend, and we had a lot of fun looking around and a relaxing evening in our hotel. So Saturday morning we woke up and attended the convention again, and it was a little bit crazy. They had, this was the first time that they had done a convention for Alien Con. It was the first year of Alien Con. So they had a little hiccups, and it was pretty crazy. The fire marshal was concerned about the amount of people. They had kind of overbooked the convention center with multiple events, and the spaces that they had devoted to the Alien Con were far too small for the number of people, so they ended up having to kind of move around the panels into the vendor space, which was just insane. I couldn't hear a thing. I'm kind of short. I'm only 5'2", so I couldn't see a thing. And so Saturday was a little bit of a wash. We did get to do some fun things. We met some of the creators of the game Ancient Aliens. It's a little app game that I actually play, so that was really interesting. And we just chalked it up as, let's walk around and get some good pictures and see what we can see, and hopefully tomorrow will be better and we can see panels the next day on Sunday. So we were able to walk around and see a lot of fun things on Saturday, and so I'll go ahead and share some of those pictures from Saturday with you as well. decided to leave the convention a little bit early for the day. It had been kind of a very hot and sort of stressful day because of all the crazy changes, running around from here and there trying to see where things had been moved and just the crowds. It was really crazy. Not my favorite day for sure. So we decided to leave early. We got some nice dinner. So on Saturday evening, we found a really close by In-N-Out burger. We went and got a nice dinner, some burgers and fries and a couple of shakes, brought it back to our hotel room, watched a movie, and ended up having a really relaxing and nice evening. Got to sleep early, and that way we were able to wake up nice and early for the last day of the convention on Sunday. Sunday was a great day. They'd worked out all the kinks of the convention, and the panels were back in nice large halls, nice big large banquet halls. Everyone had a spot to sit. It was really easy to see the panelists and hear what they had to say. It was very, very interesting to listen to. So we did stay for that. We did have to leave pretty early on Sunday in order to make it home on time for Halloween on Monday, because I definitely didn't want to miss Halloween with the family. So we stayed for a panel.
The amazing David H. Children. Author and investigative mythologist, you know him as William Henry. The amazing Linda Moulton Howe. Next up, one of the producers of Ancient Aliens, Mr. Max Thompson. Even though this next fellow needs no introduction, you know him as Giorgio. The rest of the world knows him as the guy with the hair. Ladies and gentlemen, Giorgio Silva! Next up, another producer, David Silver. We have the author, former investigator of the UK Ministry of Defence, Mr. Nick Pope. Author and spiritual teacher, Rabbi Ariel Bar Sadat. And finally, psychologist, founding curator of the Joseph Campbell Archives, Mr. Jonathan Young.
And then there was one last thing that I really wanted to do when I was at the convention. So they have, of course, at conventions a bunch of different actors and things like that to get signatures and pictures with. And one of the sets of actors were there from the show Land of the Lost. Land of the Lost is one of my favorite shows from when I was a child. My children have seen every episode. I've seen every episode many times. I've even shared the show with my niece and nephew when they come over to hang out here. I'll put that show on as well. I just love Land of the Lost. Definitely one of my favorite shows from back in the 70s. Anyway, so all the actors were there. The actor who played Holly, the actor who played her brother Will, and the actor who played Chaka, the little sort of half-man, half-ape creature that was on Land of the Lost, if you're not familiar with that show. And they were all there signing their pictures, and you could take pictures with them. So I definitely wanted to get their signatures. I had met Holly, the actress who plays Holly, about 5 years ago at the first Rose City Comic Con, the one here in Portland. So I definitely wanted to get the rest of the signatures, so I had a complete set, and we left the panel a little early, so the autograph hall was just, very empty. We were able to walk right up, have a really nice conversation with all of the actors from the Land of the Lost. We were able to get signatures and meet the actor who played Will, the actress who played Holly, and the actor who played Chaka. They were all there. We had a nice conversation with them. And then the very fun part was we actually they sang for me and my husband the Land of the Lost theme song. And of course I know that song very well, so I was able to sing along with them, and it was really kind of a really cool opportunity. Later when we were driving home, we were thinking how neat that when I was a child I was such a fan of this show, I never would have guessed that many years later I would be singing the theme song with the major actors from the show. So that was just so special. They signed this little picture here of kind of the group of them, and then we were able to take some really fun pictures with them in the raft, which again, if you're not familiar with Land of the Lost, it's sort of the opening sequence of the show is that they've gone on this rafting trip and kind of fallen during a big earthquake and go into this other land, the land of the lost. So we were able to get in a raft with all of them and take some really fun pictures as a group, and that was just amazing. Definitely the highlight of this convention for me. So I'll go ahead and share some of those pictures with you right now. So you can see how fun that was. Definitely a wonderful experience. I just loved it. And the whole event was wonderful. We got a bunch of fun goodies. This neat messenger bag, our really cool little convention badges. We have our program and everything like that, as well as some really fun coffee mugs here for me and my husband to have our morning coffee with together, as well as our books signed and all that neat stuff. I'll give you a close-up look at this right now as well, so you can see some of the other little things that we got. Not too many souvenirs, but a few fun souvenirs. Here's an up-close look at some of the items that we got as souvenirs from Alien Con. This is our little program here. You can see that it says Alien Con, Santa Clara, California, as well as the bag that some of the merchandise came in. We had ordered a special contact package to go, the whole weekend package, and it came along with this really cool messenger bag so that you could keep all your things in it throughout the convention, which I thought was such a nice thing, and I would love to see things like this at other conventions. It was really useful having a nice bag like this on hand throughout the weekend, so that was a really fun thing to have. Then, of course, our badges, our weekend badges on these cute little lanyards here. I didn't find very many buttons. I usually love to put buttons all over my lanyards, but not too many people had buttons. We were able to try out some fun VR things, and that's a button from one of the VR people. I think it was Samsung. Yeah, Samsung had a VR station that was really neat, by the way. I just thought that was such neat technology to try out, and definitely would love to get into maybe purchasing one of those VR things at some point. The kids would really love it, and I know I really enjoyed that. Again, we got our mugs. We love mugs for special events, and we thought these were especially fun to bring home and have our coffee in together. We stopped by the MUFON table and got a little mouse pad, as well as a sticker and this cool light-up pen. And also there were, of course, artists and writers there, and one of the artists had drawn these adorable outer space cats. So I thought that I would add these to my sticker collection. I have a collection of stickers from independent artists from different conventions, and I thought that these were really unique. And I thought these cat stickers were really fun and cute. Of course, we brought home an In-N-Out Burger hat here. I love In-N-Out Burger. It was such a fun thing to try, and I really loved their hamburgers a lot. So it was fun to get to bring home these to put in our little memory box. One of the vendors there was selling something called gravity dice, and they are like perfectly balanced dice that are drilled. The holes on each side are drilled to a certain depth to keep the dice perfectly balanced. So I actually bought some of these for the kids as little souvenirs, as well as a set for the house. We play a lot of games around here. My son and his friends are really into tabletop gaming, so I thought that it would be nice to have a set of these gravity dice, as well as their little card here, so that we could go to their website and perhaps order some more in the future. And I'll go ahead and show you what these look like. They came in these really nice little bags that say gravity dice, and this is a 6-pack. It comes in this really neat container here that's sort of magnetically shuts. This cute little emblem there. And I chose a bunch of different colors for my dice. I just thought that that would be neat to choose a variety of colors. They had them in so many really pretty colors. I just loved that. So a really nice set of dice for the house. I thought that that was sort of a nice souvenir, as well as something that's actually useful. So I thought that that was fun. And here are my books. This is the Ancient Aliens coloring book that I got signed by Giorgio Tsoukalos, which I thought was really neat. So a fun coloring book there, as well as the companion book that just came out as well. We got that signed by Giorgio and Linda and Kevin Burns, the producer, as well as David Childress, another person from the show Ancient Aliens. So it was fun to get all those signatures. And then, of course, my most favorite event, my signatures from the cast from Land of the Lost. All of their signatures here to us, and it was just so fun meeting them. They were so incredibly friendly, and it was so fun to get to take pictures with them and have a little conversation with them. And that was definitely a very special part of the whole event, my favorite part for sure. So that is my most favorite memento right there. So overall, the convention was really fun. I'm so glad that they worked out the kinks from Saturday, and Sunday was just such a wonderful experience, you know, topped off by meeting the actors from Land of the Lost. That was just wonderful. We had a great weekend, and then we decided to head out and get a jump start on our way home. But before we went home, we decided that we were only 45 minutes away from San Francisco, so we wanted to see the Golden Gate Bridge. My husband had seen the Golden Gate Bridge before, but I'd never seen the Golden Gate Bridge, so I definitely wanted to go visit that and see a major landmark like that. So we got a bunch of fun pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge. We tried to take some selfies. We're still not very good at selfies, but we tried to take some selfies with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. There was a total downpour. We got drenched, but it was really fun. And we're Oregonians, so we really don't mind the rain at all. It was actually quite a fun experience. We got a few souvenirs from the Golden Gate Bridge as well, and I'll go ahead and show you some of the pictures that we took from the Golden Gate Bridge as well as some of our souvenirs. And here are our fun souvenirs that we picked out when we visited the Golden Gate Bridge. I always love to collect postcards, so I got this postcard as well as this magnet here. I love this style, the sort of old-fashioned style of artwork that they do on travel postcards, so I got that one for the fridge. And then my husband picked out this magnet here. We love to collect magnets from wherever we go, and we have quite a fun little collection on our fridge. So he got this one. My husband also found a couple of cool pens. This is a neat pen here. It says Golden Gate Bridge, and then it's got a level on it and a ruler. So I thought that that was really fun, and so did he. And then he got another pen as well. He loves to find interesting pens. And then we got this for the house. We thought that this would be interesting. This is the Alcatraz Inmate Sling playing cards. Alcatraz Island was also really interesting to see off in the distance when we were visiting the Golden Gate Bridge. So we thought that that would be interesting to look through, just kind of fun and whimsical to remember our trip by. So those are the few little souvenirs that we picked up at the Golden Gate Bridge. So that was our fun journey, our little road trip, our little weekend road trip to Santa Clara and the San Francisco area. We had a really great time seeing all the sights. Definitely a fun trip, and I hope to start taking many more trips with my husband and my family. I just love road trips. They're one of my favorite things to do. I hadn't been on one in so long, so it was really good to get back out there, get on a road trip, and have a really good time, as well as getting to see this convention, Ancient Alien Convention, Alien Con, as well as seeing the Golden Gate Bridge and part of San Francisco. So that was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look and hearing a little bit about my road trip. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe for more videos from April's Home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.